Right, another pick a card reading. So this time it is what is your inspiration? So pile 1 is Raymond, pile 2 Spyro, pile 3 Back to the Future, pile 4 DuckTales. So select the pile and we will find out what inspires you guys. So click on the timestamp below and we'll get into it. Okay, so this is group 1. So what inspires you guys? So we are starting out with cruelty, which is, you can see 13 and then 13 here, so essentially it's a death card, so you got double death. So what inspires you? Not saying that actual physical death inspires you, though the fact that it's popped up here twice. Change is always a good inspiration, so the fact that you've got double change and right in the middle you've got the Chariot, which is like your mental focus, your ability to take life by the reins and just ride it through. But yeah, change is a really good thing. What inspires you is being able to leave behind everything toxic from your past and essentially just trample over it and then starting from scratch. So it's a really good and big inspiration. Chariot is also like a spiritual card as well. So that is your mental focus. So the ability to be able to focus your spiritual side to essentially just, as I say, take life by the reins and just, as I said, trample over everything that you've found toxic and then just crush it into the ground, essentially, because it's double death. I'm feeling like not quite violent, but it's just like that should upset me and if you and stomp. Another thing for inspiration is like it's the coming together, so it could be 2 cups. So it's a story of Persephone and Eros. So love can also be inspiration. Doesn't mean you want love, but love can also be inspiring to you. Like maybe you've got a couple of friends that are in love and you just think it's absolutely the most adorable thing ever. Or if you're into like the whole writing a novel, you could like read trying to sense trashy dime store novels can inspire you, that sort of thing. Like fan fictions of your favorite 2 characters together can also be very inspiring. And coming together of a partnership, so if you guys are into cosplay or anything like that, being able to do like cosplay partner cosplays and stuff like that together, that is also like another really good like inspiration for you guys. Over here, travel, 6 of Swords, so that is another inspiration. So when you guys go over like overseas or go to like another state or another part of the country, just being somewhere new is always inspiring, and to see how things differ and how the world essentially works away from what you're used to, that can also be like a big inspiration. Over here we've got the wave, so another inspiring factor is you guys could like water or going to the ocean and standing on the beach watching the waves coming in. The return is essentially like another inspiration is fond memories and looking back on fond memories, things that brought you like joy, maybe like as you were when you were a kid, or something like going to somewhere in your past that is just like a really good fond memory. Like if you've got a family member who's passed or someone that you don't see anymore, like memories of Christmas hanging out with them or birthdays, going to the park, that sort of thing. So like things that you remember from your past that you spent with someone that you truly enjoyed. Then we've got Kira Chance. Also another thing is like another inspiration could be like sweet foods or cute little things like teddy bears or plush toys. That ability also to summon your inner beast when you need it. And lucid, Could be that's also like another sort of like spiritual thing. So another inspiration is like dreaming. So for example, if you guys are in that sort of creative field, like things that happen in your dreams can also be like inspiring to write or to draw or to make music from and stuff like that. So this is all that sort of stuff that inspires you guys. And over here, change is natural, good, and your second hurt. So the fact that you've got the double death at the beginning, yeah, it's inspiring for you guys. Let's just flip these. Should have this cast off next week. So those who are free of resentful thoughts surely find peace. So that is another inspiration thing there, is finding peace. And then signs, your future positive direction will reveal itself. Any doubts and confusions will soon disappear. And so just take a thing for looking at signs, messages from spirit and stuff like that. So obviously that can also be very inspiring. So lately I've been seeing a lot of the 111, 1111, that sort of thing, 333s, you know, those sort of things have been popping up on my clocks, and just randomly looking up and it's just seeing the time and it's just like, oh, someone's thinking about me, that's nice and inspiring, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, so this is what inspires you guys. Okay, so this is group 2 on what inspires you guys. So let's go through that. So starting off with number 2, the lost card is equivalent to the High Priestess. So straight off the bat, like, I'm not saying occult, but paranormal, occult, ITC, spirituality, Wicca, all those sort of things are really big inspiration. You are naturally a spiritual person, so it is a good thing to have. Sometimes though that you feel like you're being stabbed in the back, or you're carrying too much as a spiritual person, so that can kind of weigh down on your inspiration sometimes. That, or you like seeing other people in pain. That's just a general reading, by the way. But essentially, the spirituality side of you guys is inspiring, but at the same time, it's quite a heavy energy. So when you get inspired from it, sometimes it just weighs you down quite a bit. You've also got like the Page of Cups, so it's emotions can be also inspiring, emotions from younger people. So essentially like emotions of children, so like those happy emotions. So when you're in a supermarket and you have that and you're feeling kind of like down, and you see that child that just turns around and they just smile at you, that can also be inspiring and help you get throughout your day and things like that. Also another thing, another spiritual card is the moon. So the fact of the matter is that with the moon card, it's got like your two sides. It's kind of like your Gemini card. So you've got your wolf and then you've got your puppy. So at one point, you can find that you can get inspiration from being sweet, gentle, and adorable, or downright, you know, like overprotective, hunting type beast. So it's also inspiring. Maybe not nature documentaries or something like that, where you like watching how nature plays out and things like that. That's also another good inspiration for you guys. Helps you get you through your day, all that sort of thing. And then we've got these adorable wee cards here. So the bubbles to me is like being able to sit in the bath, have a bath bomb, some candles going, some nice ambient music, and just being able to relax. That's also like a really good sort of like inspiring you and stuff like that. It's good inspiration, it's good relaxation, it's good for your soul. Another thing is the sweet, so you could have a thing for like cute soft plush toys, or you could have a sweet tooth essentially. Like chocolate could be very inspiring. I know it's for me. Another thing for inspiring is I've got the appear card, so it comes out of nowhere. So sometimes you can get just inspired by random spontaneous moments that just happen out of nowhere, essentially. What I like about that, the fact that you've got like the spiral like next to it, is inspiration can come in the strangest forms. So you could be also inspired by confusion of others. So I don't know, not saying that you can get inspired by tourists looking at a map and being completely lost, but inspiration can come from confusion. So if you are like into writing fan fictions or doing music or something like that, and you see that confusion in others, you feel like you can make some form of art or something creative from it. But yeah, it's really good. And over here, Beauty and the Beast, you need some space in a relationship. So another thing for inspiration is solo time. You need some you time to fully be able to recharge and inspire you for what you want to do. But yeah, over here, oh, let's cast. The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart. So another inspiration sort of thing. Is just inside, like trusting what you feel inside. Can also be a good inspiration. My favorite one, travel. Long distance communication will open up your life, exciting experience for singles and career advancements for others. So yeah, that is another good thing for inspiration as well, is travel. But yeah, and that is you guys, group number 2. Oh, bunny. This is group number 3 on what inspires you. So just go through. Cool. Oh, sorry, I was going to bring these down so I can do that later. So the world, essentially, that is a judgment card. So you don't get inspiration from being judged. I don't think anybody does, but it's finding out what you want to do in your soul, essentially. So inspiration comes from the soul and it comes from the heart. It comes from being able to crawl out of the most darkest point and turn it into like some form of creativity or art. Another form of inspiration for you guys is because it's next to the King of Swords and they're kind of like an authoritarian type figure, so you can get inspirations from a friend who is quite knowledgeable, quite stern, quite serious. The fact that they know what they're doing in life and know what they want to do in life. But then inspiration can also come in that young person who has a million plans and a million things on where they see themselves in future. And you can find it inspiring, especially when you're like of an older age. Not saying like super, super old, but when you're older and you come across this young person who's got like a million ideas on what they want to do and where they want to go, that can also be like super, super, super inspiring for you to like figure out what you want to do. So maybe you're already in your career or you're doing whatever you need to do to get things by, but seeing someone running towards their goals of what they want to do is another big inspiration. Next to that, you've got the initiate, sorry. So that's equivalent of the Fool card. So the Fool card is the beginning of a journey. So another thing is what inspires you is taking like a new sort of trip, a new experience, a new hobby, starting something fresh off. What I really love about this card is got this cute little bunny rabbit in there, and I feel that calls to me because I have a bunny in the other room. But yeah, the starting of a new journey, like even if you don't have any pets or you become a pet owner, that could also be like very inspiring. I'm getting like animal call from this card suddenly. So if you have like little furry companions and stuff like that, they can also be like super inspiring, and feeling that like unconditional love from your fur babies is just the best thing in the world, and it just fills your heart with joy, essentially. Another one is the world. So yeah, you can get inspiration from how the world works, from seeing people who have achieved everything that they wanted to achieve in the world. I know everyone will still have that, oh, I haven't done this and I haven't done that yet. But the fact that they've gone out there and they've seen so much more than what you have, that person can be inspiring as well for you to go out there and see the entire world. Like, not saying travel, you could do it through documentaries or Netflix or something like that, but seeing the world through different eyes as well can also be like a nice inspiration. And over here, the arrow card normally means like events moving fast and things like that, but also I'm getting more from having things instead of like rushing around and going really, really fast. Another inspiration is like, not saying it's like a sport, but perhaps things like archery where you can shoot stuff, like gun ranges, something where you can throw something far. Um, so it could be like another form of sport, things like badminton or things where something moves across a field or moves over a net, volleyball, something along those lines. So it's like some form of like inspiration, like I'm just trying to feel what it is. If not a sport, then it could be something like, not saying travel, but maybe being in a plane or a train or something that moves fast and goes far. So that's another inspiration. And the glow, so that's a good one as well. Shiny things, they like, well, the magpie thing is going on right now, so the inspiration could be like something that attracts your eye, something that's shiny to your soul. So that's also another little inspiration. So be it whether you are cosplayers, fanfic writers, or you like fast moving cars, things like that. Something that's sort of like shiny, it makes your soul glow and you get like this sort of like happiness and everything from you. Another inspiration here is like this one here, your closest friends as well. People who are always there to support you, always there to listen, that sort of thing. It's another good inspiration where you can sit there and you guys can have banter, or you can just enjoy their company even if you guys don't really say anything. Another inspiration is being able to have action, so you know where you're going to go, or seeing some form of action, maybe an action movie, or just being on the move, and constant go, go, go can also be like very, very inspiring for you. And the butterfly ferret saying, I am reborn. So another form of inspiration is being able to find out or restart something, new hobby, whatever. So like with the initiative card that's over here, so that ties into the butterfly ferret. So being able to start over with a new hobby or a new career or something like that, it's also very inspiring. Juice. We've got over here, believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, even if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense belief. So yeah, that's another inspiration thing, is believing in your own reasons and believing in your own common sense. And another one is opportunities. The stranger is about to change your life, exciting times and plenty of action, plus a special family reunion looks likely. So it doesn't have to be a family reunion, it could be like a soul family reunion. It doesn't have to mean physical family. But yeah, opportunities and stuff like that to catch up with mates, that is also another good form of inspiration. So here we go. This is you guys, group number 3. And here we go, group number 4 on what inspires you guys. So straight off the bat, the artist is just that. So it doesn't have major arcana equivalent. It's an extra card that was created for the Dishonored Tarot deck. So I'm taking it as I see it. So this is essentially for all you artists out there. So this is what inspires the artist side of you guys. So straight off the bat, we've got the Emperor right there. So it's not saying that someone in authoritative roles inspire you, but as a creative person, so if you guys are like a writer or something along those lines, it could be being able to write for someone who's got like high authority and stuff like that, who's got worldly knowledge. I feel like I'm doing this one here for a writer or a musician or an artist or something like that, like painter or, that sort of thing. Inspirations for your works could be like that person who is quite like authoritarian and stuff like that. They could be a good inspiration for doing like certain portraits. Someone who has that air of regal or worldly knowledge. The world is another good inspiration. It's like going out there and getting all your scenic shots or capturing the sound of the ocean, that sort of thing. Families is another good one. So inspiration in the creative mindset can come from either like happy families or a group of young friends and stuff together enjoying like aurora lights or having a picnic or doing cosplay or something like that. That sort of thing is like, it could be inspiring for photographers. That could be another thing as well. Teachers are very inspiring. So if you guys are only just learning the sort of like creative artistic side of thing, another inspiration is always having the right sort of coach for that sort of thing. So the perfect teacher essentially, that's guiding you in that right direction so you can just like fly away and be creative out in that world. Other forms of inspiration for you guys is being able to knowing when to shield yourself from those comments that come from people who are always picky and critical of your work. And what you've got to do is balance that sort of stuff out. So these are other forms of inspiration. It's like maybe someone is very critical of your work and you feel like you've put your shield up, but then you've got to learn to like balance that upset about, and then from there you can create something as crazy as like a labyrinth. You can be like that piece of art that just goes everywhere and touches everyone. Also, another form of inspiration is being able to record your creativity. So maybe you guys are like YouTubers or something like that, or cosplayers on YouTube, or you're doing vlogs or reviewing stuff. It's all that sort of creativity, is that you guys are creating something that's going to go out there and it's going to reach and touch the people that it's meant to touch, which is what the labyrinth. So the card here, that's the energy I'm getting from it, is just that you'll start in one position and then you find where you are and where you're supposed to go, and it ends up touching the souls of the correct people that you want to inspire, essentially. And then over here, you've got your orca magic. So also having that library of knowledge as well is a really good inspiration. That, or killer whales, or the ocean in general, can also be a really good inspiration. Yeah, that's that. And so now we'll go into these ones. Oh, let's move over here. Then, when you realize how perfect everything is, you will tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. So that's a good little inspirational quote. I do love that little laugh. That looks so good. But yeah, another form of inspiration is enjoying life and enjoying like how perfect life is. I mean, it may not feel perfect all the time, but at times when you'll have that moment where you feel like your life is absolutely perfect, sort of thing. You couldn't ask for anything else. And down here, we've got commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. It's another inspirational thing. Is being able to commit to what you want to do, sort of thing, be it in business, be it in family. But yeah, that is you guys, group number 4. So this is what inspires you, that creative group.